So, if you're not a weeaboo, you're probably saying, what's all this say? What's that? And then that. What's all that? Wait, tell me, what is that? What does this say? What is that? Well, it actually says Kuruma de DS, and you may be saying, what does that mean? Well, it means DS in the car. So yeah, we're not drinking and driving no more. We're not texting and driving no more. We're DS and driving, okay? But why am I actually talking about this game? Well, I happen to find it really interesting that this game includes a Mii Maker. Okay, so I was going to put gameplay of Kuruma de DS, the Mii Maker in the background here. As you can see, it kind of just says this. The brass tacks is that it can't read the save data. That's not actually true. It can read the save data. It's only failing because both of the DS emulators that are popular right now and usable, neither of them have good emulation for the Bluetooth that's inside of the DS cartridge, that like the actual Kuruma de DS. I'm not able to really put any gameplay, so instead, here's some Tomodachi collection, and you can just pretend it's Kuruma de DS. Are we good? Okay, we're good. All right, cool. There were only 4 DS games that actually included Mii's in any kind of way. Of course, there's Tomodachi Collection, which never got localized in the United States, but it was a Japanese exclusive Tomodachi Life game that came out before the one on the 3DS. Of course, it included a Mii Maker, and it had these neat little robotic voices, and they could talk to you. It was super ahead of the time. There's also this Final Fantasy game, but this one I hardly even count. It doesn't even actually include a Mii Maker inside the game. They're only in the game because you can transfer from the Wii, so I don't know. I don't really count this one. The only one that we ever ended up getting in America was called Personal Trainer Walking. This game also includes a Mii Maker that's basically exactly the same as Tomodachi Collection. So what's so interesting about DS in the car then? Well, alongside including a Mii Maker, it's also completely unplayable at this point. It's basically lost media. Was it any good though? Is there any point in looking into what it was about? Should we even care? Well, I'm going to say, yeah, I think this game actually had a really cool premise, and the fact that it's lost is really unfortunate because I think it'd be really fun to be able to try out now, especially if somebody can mod some kind of cool fancy shit into it so that we can play it in places outside of Japan. So, I can hear you asking, okay, what is the gameplay actually like? Well, even though I can't play it, we're in luck. We have an article here from 4Gamer that goes in depth about DS in the car and even gives us some insight from the developers and why they designed this game. I think it's really interesting, so we're going to go through it. Just a quick side note before we jump into this, I want you guys to keep in mind the players that are involved in the production of this game. There was 4 major companies involved in this. Alongside Nintendo, there was Fujitsu 10, now called Denso 10, Honda, and Toyota. Honda and Toyota specifically because their cars were coming pre-installed with this model of GPS at the time. Please keep in mind, these are translated versions of the articles. I don't speak Japanese, but I use DeepL Translator. It seems to be pretty good. So, what did 4Gamer have to say about DS in the car? The author of this article opens up by talking about how this event is honestly not game related at this point, and it's really fucking boring. The author directly states, well, since the press conference itself had nothing to do with games, this is where the main topic of this 4Gamer article begins. The Smart Navi NSZT-W62G, set for release on June 1st, was on display at the venue. This product is a new car navigation system that integrates with the Nintendo DS software, DS in the car. Although I only had a brief chance to try out DS in the car this time, I'd like to share my impressions. DS in the car is a software that links location and map data with the GPS, allowing it to function as an external remote control for the car navigation system. It offers content such as quizzes and tourist guides, helping to liven up conversations during drives. You can also jot down memories of your drive on the map or save your driving data. For example, when going on a family drive, one typical use case for DS in the car is for a child to set the destination. However, some parents may worry that their child might set the destination to a completely random location. Rest assured though, with DS in the car, the final decision on the destination can only be made through the car's navigation system. Pretty neat, right? You could have your kid give you ideas of where to go. And if your kid was being an idiot, you just say, well, fuck you, little bastard, fuck you. I don't want to go there. Pretty neat, right? And it could really liven up road trips. It sounds pretty fun, honestly. Here's where things get really interesting to me. According to staff at Toyota Marketing Japan, it's become common for children to pass the time playing handheld games or watching TV while their parents drive during family road trips. However, since it's a special occasion to go for a drive, they really wanted families to communicate more and create fun memories inside the car. With the aim of encouraging this, they decided to develop DS in the car. Okay, so that's cool. That's a lot of like marketing speak of what the game is. But how does it actually work? Like, what is the actual gameplay? Well, luckily enough, the article goes into this as well. The DS in the car game card has a built-in Bluetooth module and communicates with the car navigation system via Bluetooth. Simply pair the device with the car's navigation system, and once the software is running and the setup is complete, from then on you can use DS in the car as a remote control for the car's navigation system. DS in the car supports handwriting input using a stylus, making data entry very comfortable. The response time when communicating with the car's navigation system wasn't noticeably slow either. On the map displayed on the Nintendo DS's lower screen, various locations are marked with star symbols. When you touch one of these, a local mascot such as Tokugawa Ieyasu in Tokyo will provide a guided tour. Additionally, the voice and background music from DS in the car can be output through the car's speakers. Even in spacious vehicles like the Estima, the sound is designed to reach all passengers. In addition, the system supports Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, allowing users to share their Mii as a traveling Mii. You may encounter other users traveling Miis at Wi-Fi spots like Nintendo Zones. If you invite them into DS in the car, you can enjoy quizzes from regions you haven't visited yet, as well as listen to folk songs from the Mii's hometown. Whoa, hold it right there. That is really fucking neat. You could stream music from the Mii's hometown? That is fucking awesome. It's like the Satellaview. If you're unaware of what the Satellaview is, it was an add-on for the Super Nintendo that allowed you to listen to radio broadcasts while playing your game. So they would have scheduled times that you could play a certain game, and it would have radio orchestral music to go with it. Kuruma de DS had the same thing. That is really, really cool. And it's something that we cannot hear anymore. There's no way to get this feature back. Yeah, and I mean, that shit sucks. I honestly have no idea what we would even do to fix this. But it's still quite interesting. The characters in the app are based on Mii's, and they speak using synthesized voices. The overall feel is similar to that of Tomodachi Collection. The author then jumps into talking about the actual quizzes that were built into DS in the car. In Local Quiz, tapping the quiz icon displayed on the map presents a multiple choice question related to that location. After each passenger selects an answer, the correct answer and explanation are revealed, and then points are awarded to those who answered correctly. The game also includes a competitive element where players vie for the highest total points by the time they reach their destination. Since this was only a brief test drive, I wasn't able to verify it myself, but I've heard that there are strategic elements such as using accumulated points to acquire local specialties, and then using those combinations to overturn the score, as well as penalty games for players with low scores. There are reportedly over 12,000 quiz questions covering various regions across the country. On top of that, information on which questions you've answered is also recorded. Now, I know you want to see what gameplay of the quiz looks like. Lucky for you, I have a video right here. Unfortunately, this video is entirely in Japanese, so after having somebody from Reddit translate it, thank you, by the way, I had me and my friends lovingly dub over this video so that you here in the West can listen.
At the entrance of Space International, a company in Chuo Ward, there is a vending machine that sells something unusual. Now, what does this vending machine sell? A. Spaceship fragments. B. Autographs of popular female employees. C. Brand name goods. D. Gold.
I'll go with B.
What about you, Professor?
I'll go with D.
Then I guess I'll go with A.
The answer is D. Gold.
Oh, it's D? Wow. Seriously?
Awesome!
So I want to back up and talk about that live radio music, because there's not much more that I can give you about the gameplay that isn't already widely documented. But what isn't very widely documented is the radio music in this game. And I have a video here that seems to have a live radio version of the main theme from Kuruma de DS. Let's listen to them side by side and you can hear what I'm talking about. Another interesting thing about this video is that there are songs that play that are not inside of the dump of Kuruma de DS's music. Here's a bluegrass sounding one that I found in the video. Ignore the random sound effects partway through, okay? This is the cleanest part that I could find, okay? And so, unfortunately, at this point, that's all I really have to share with you guys about Kuruma de DS, because there's really not a good way for me to be able to emulate it and try it out myself without buying it. And even if I do buy it, I'm only going to be able to get to what other people have already documented. So, I honestly don't know where to start when it comes with finding these lost music tracks. Maybe some of you folks from like that lost media community will be able to better figure out how to even start finding these songs or getting high quality rips of them. But if you enjoyed today's video, or if you think that there's something I missed, or if there's a big breakthrough, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I would love to find out more about this game. I think it's a complete shame that it's lost in the way that it is, especially the music from it, because the music is pretty groovy, it's pretty cool. And I would really like to hear some high quality versions of it. So yeah, see ya.